Hi there, Scorpio Sun and Rising. Welcome to your March 2024 Astro Update. It's Raina here. For most of the month of March, the Sun and some personal planets and some outer or not inner planets are in the sign of Pisces, and this is a fellow water sign to you, so this can indicate that you are having a great month, or at least part of the month, with cooperative influences. And this is great for manifestation because a lot of times, we have these competing influences, but if there's like a lot of squares and things of that nature, like when you have like last month when there were a lot of transits in Aquarius, that formed a square to you, and you may have found it harder to manifest, and that there were a lot of roadblocks and a lot of tension in trying to make things happen. And now this is the most harmonious angle, the trine, when you're talking about Pisces. And to top it all off, it's in the fifth house, which is a great house in astrology. In astrology, the fifth house is ruled by Leo, and it's about all things fun. And if you know any Leo people, then you'll know that it really goes along with their personality. It's about creativity, it's about love, it's about children, fun and games. So anything that you like to do for fun, your hobbies. So pleasure, seeking activities. And so you should have a lot of fun in March, and you probably always do. And so this year will be no exception. On the 10th, in addition to having the sun there, oh, and it's important to note too that in addition to, starting the month with the sun in and Mercury in this fifth house, you also have Saturn, which has been there for a year. And that has made you take love more seriously. If you're a single Scorpio, it's funny. It goes without saying that Scorpios take love seriously. So that's probably a no-brainer anyway. But I mean, if you have been a Scorpio who has been maybe like flying solo for a long time and kind of like contemplating whether or not you're ready for another relationship, this might be the time when you are taking that desire more seriously. And I said relationship, but that's actually the seventh house. The fifth house can be love itself and that falling in love process, but it can also be like sometimes it can be passionate flings. It doesn't have to be true love. But anyway, you might be a little bit more serious about this area of life. And Neptune has been here for a dozen years or so, and that may have wreaked a lot of havoc on your life if you have been single, or even if you fell in love when this transit began or when it entered your fifth house, because it might differ from person to person. And you may have found one deceptive person after the other, and that may have made you go, okay, I'm taking a breather here. I'm not dealing with these people. But, another thing that this can be great for are artists, because Neptune can give inspiration. And Saturn, now that Saturn has been here for the last year, you may take your own talent seriously and say, I want to monetize my hobby or my talent and my artistic talent. And I don't want to kind of take it for granted much longer. So on the 10th of the month, Mercury goes into Aries, which for you is the sixth house and kind of a very, practical place. It's an earth house, has to do with your health and your work and how you schedule your days. Mercury can be about diet. Mercury rules the sixth house because it rules Virgo. Virgo is the ruler of the sixth house. And so you might, if you're somebody who is trying to improve your health, you may be reading up on uh, nutrition and things like that. Or maybe you're consulting somebody and you're talking to them a lot. Um, this could even be like if you're looking for work and you're, you know, researching and talking to employers. It could be that. On the same day, we have a new moon at 20 degrees of Pisces in that fifth house, and that can be great for anything to do with new artistic projects, working with children, maybe some new opportunity to work with children. So I say work with children because I'm combining it with that sixth house and what that is all about. Yeah, Mercury can be like teaching because it's the mind. So maybe you're in early childhood education, elementary school, you're involved with that in some way. New love, talking to I mean dealing with someone new in your life, because the very next day Venus goes into Pisces, into that fifth house. So of course we know Venus is romantic and it's harmonious and it's connected to art, it's connected to beauty, so that's also great for our artists. Venus can be money because Venus rules not only the seventh house of committed partnership, but it also rules the second house, um, and your opposite sign of Taurus, and that has to do with personal income. But this is in the fifth house, so this could be income from creative projects. If you maybe you have a home daycare, and it could be that kind of money from that. On the 19th, the sun goes into Aries. So you have, it's a very interesting emphasis of fun and also work. So in some cases, you may mix business with pleasure, and your whatever it is that you're doing has an element of work uh, connected to it, but it has maybe some creative connection or other kind of hobby that you're involved in, that you're, you know, trying to get off the ground. Or maybe with Venus here in the fifth, you're finally seeing the results of all your effort in the past because you've had Saturn in this sector for a year. And Saturn is about the long haul, and sometimes there's delays when Saturn is in a place. People who, when Jupiter enters a house, you might just expect those blessings up front and center, and they might arrive as soon as Jupiter enters that house. Who knows? But Saturn is more of a delay because Saturn wants things done properly. On the 19th, the sun goes into did I say this already? The sun goes into that sixth house. And so just the way that you carry yourself and how you behave, you may be more interested in being productive. You've had your fun. On the 22nd, Mars goes into the fifth house. This gives energy for people doing creative projects or who are trying to launch their own business. Remember that all the planets are direct until the 31st of the month. Mercury goes retrograde on April 1st. Mars in the fifth house can be a hot and heavy fling. Mars can be lusty, the sex drive. So this could be more of a fling than a permanent thing if other factors... Well, not necessarily, because Venus is there too. So it might be just that you're finding that you're attracted to the person that you're in love with, But even the fifth house, in terms of all the fun things that it could represent, it could be even sports. Maybe you're doing competitive sports of some kind. On the 25th, we have a lunar eclipse at 5 degrees of Libra. For Scorpios, this is your 12th house. So this is a great opportunity for you to let go of baggage. But this isn't necessarily something where you have to really steel yourself to make it happen. This is one of those situations where you can drop something from your life so much easier because it is the lunar eclipse gives it like this vibe of like, okay, now it's time. This is the moment in time when you let go of the past, and the past can mean, some past lifetime, and any kind of self-defeating pattern, self-destructive habit. This can be the time when it's over with, and you may wake up one morning if you have some kind of an addiction and just be like, I don't even feel that urge to do it. That's how that's how much of a liberation it can be. So, um, pay attention to your dreams. You may have a very active dream state because that's what the 12th house represents as well. And sometimes these dreams can inform you about, can advise you, or you can have you can prophesize about something in your life. Remember, you're a water sign, so you're very intuitive as it is, and this just boosts your intuition like crazy. All right, Scorpio, that's what I have for you. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.